Hello, everybody! Welcome back to the Salt Lake City Snowhawks expansion franchise here on Madden 25. It's the preseason here to start off year 2 as our Snowhawks, a 4-13 year in our inaugural season as we come off a exciting free agency. It wasn't the best free agent class, but we did bring in some stopgap veteran type players, some younger players to fill some depth roles as we kind of built the foundation of our team in the NFL draft where we had the number 4 overall pick. And we ended up trading down with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers all the way down to 23. But in the process, we gained a first rounder for next year along with a few mid-round picks, as well as we were able to draft our franchise quarterback Lucas McDonald out of Georgia Tech. And we will see him here soon as we are going to check out the preseason a little bit. I'm not sure of the structure here in this preseason, but we're going to do 8-minute quarters here in game 1 and then trim it down to 6 minutes for games 2 and 3 as we're now underway on this year 2 season officially. As Tennessee, a good return out of the 8, going to take over at the 32-yard line. And there you see Kyler Murray, new franchise quarterback here for the Titans, as he was selected in the dispersal draft, rather, in part of, distributing players from our Cardinals team that we turned into a expansion franchise, as the Tennessee Titans opted to select Kyler Murray there, I think 6th or 7th there in that dispersal draft. Now, starting on defense, and we have a few new pieces that we'll see here. Mostly going to play a few undrafted free agents, some more depth guys, as Kyler Murray on his first drop back in his scramble gets across to 50 for 20. And as I said, we're not going to watch, every single snap here in this game or in the preseason. Going to try and condense it as best I can, but definitely want to watch this first series for our offense and defense. Kyler Murray finds a soft spot there. Another good gain, as that's going to bring it down to the 34-yard line. So we had Lucas McDonald, quarterback out of Georgia Tech, at 23rd overall, and then I think it was 36th overall in the second round. The 4th pick there in the second round, we drafted Matthew Torrance, strong safety out of Auburn. Look out for him, number 22, I believe, on the defense. Going to play in the slot a little bit, play strong safety in the box, and can even play back in zone as well. So a very versatile chess piece we have on defense, as that time a gain up the middle. Good play there by Isaiah Simmons, who we signed in free agency to play right outside linebacker, be a sub-package linebacker for us as well. We love that 6'4", 240 frame with his athleticism. Just really need to find a spot for him in that time on third down. Kyler Murray fires that one incomplete. I think it was batted at the line, as they're going to settle for a 47-yard field goal attempt on that opening drive, as Jake Podlesny kicks that one through. So already trailing here. Titans get 3 points on their opening drive, but we're going to have Malik Willis, just give him the opening drive here, and then we'll turn to Lucas McDonald when all the backups get inserted. Willis started a lot of games for us. I think all 4 of our wins came in games that he started under contract this year, kind of bidding for the quarterback 3 job now, maybe the backup job. We also signed Jake Browning as some insurance at the position, not expecting that we're going to fully find our franchise quarterback in the draft, but that is the way it turned out. So we'll give Malik Willis, give him a drive here. He played some good football for us, and that's Austin Eckler, free agent acquisition, and that's Corbin Carroll, I believe, Connor Carroll, rookie out of Ohio State for the Titans. They picked him at 33rd overall, the first pick there in the second round, number 11 there at the bottom of your screen coming off the edge. And he makes a big play out of the gate there against Austin Eckler. And I think that's Jamal Williams getting a carry, getting 5 up the middle. Now 3rd and 8, we'll see if we can avoid the 3 and out here on offense. Malik Willis on the drop back, going to swing that from Jamal Williams. And he'll be stopped short of the line to gain only 5 yards that time. 3 and out from the Tennessee defense. Good start for them. We'll just simulate through this next punt. Matt Ariza, our new punter, kicks that one 38 yards. As we'll get another look here at this first team defense in this game. Jack Gibbons also at linebacker. Signed him from the Titans. As Kyler Murray going to give to Spears. Spears to the outside. Good tackle. Fumbled. And it's recovered by Salt Lake City. That was Max Melton on the tackle. I don't know if that was a clean one, though. It might be ground forced. But I think we'll get another look at it. A good start from the defense. They're having a good time. And hopefully, things are looking up for our Snowhawks this season, as that was definitely ground force going to come back, but at least that last graphic might make for a good thumbnail. That play was overturned, so Tennessee now 2nd and 5 at the 43-yard line. Murray out there empty. There's a man in motion there into the backfield. And then he swings back out, and they were going to give it to him as Jack Gibbons undercuts that. Signed him to a 3-year contract, and we really appreciated it. He had a lot of interest in coming to play for Salt Lake City, so we sent him a contract offer, and he'll probably be our middle linebacker for at least this season. I don't know if he's best fit there, maybe at strong side linebacker instead, as he's not the best athlete. And Murray hooking up with the man there. We had a corner making a play there. I'll skip ahead, 3rd and 3 here, and like I said, I'll try and condense these the best as I can. I'll try and provide, you know, all the highlights, of course. But 3rd and 3 here, they're going to give to Spears, and he's going to be tackled short of the line to gain. That's Rudy Ford. Not sure if he has a spot on the roster this season, but he had a very good interception. I think going back to our first win in episode 2 or 3, had an interception which led to a game-winning field goal, I believe, against Washington there in overtime. And now 4th and 1, Tennessee is going to go for it. But we did draft a safety. We signed one. We have Dejon Taylor Demerson, a young guy, his 2nd season. As Spears going to, you know, scrape across the line there and does stay alive to get the first. Now less than a minute left in this first quarter. Soon we're going to see the backups all inserted there. As you know, on Madden here in the preseason, they'll shuffle it up for you. As Murray downfield thought he hooked up with his man, but a hard hit jars the ball loose. As it's now 35 seconds remaining in the first quarter in this first game of our year 2 preseason. Big things expected, maybe not big things, but bigger things expected are our Snowhawks. Last year, 4 wins. Let's try and get to 7 wins this year. As Murray incomplete there. It's now 3rd and 10 again. Murray out there empty. And the Titans did have the #1 overall pick. And there he is, Roy McBride, right on cue. The #1 overall pick scores his first touchdown right on cue. I was wondering where he's been. Nice route there, you know, to the corner there against Gibbons. I don't know why Gibbons is on him in coverage. That is not the mismatch you want. As Roy McBride, his first catch, I want to say, that was for 30 yards and the touchdown. And we'll just simulate a couple plays here until we get the backups in there. And that is going to take us into the second quarter. Nice pass there from Murray to McBride. The future here for Tennessee, as they did select Roy McBride out of LSU, #1 overall. And he came in at 80 overall, hidden dev, and he's probably going to be a stud here before too long. Now we're here, 3:46 remaining in the second quarter. Lucas McDonald now at quarterback, #23 overall pick in the draft. Quarterback out of Georgia Tech. He'll give here for Trey Benson. He gets head for 4. McDonald ran a 4.42, tested extremely well. Tested far and beyond, better than any quarterback there at the combine, but also has the accuracy, the arm strength, and seems to be the total package, although that time going to be ripped down by Jeffrey Simmons. As welcome to the NFL, McDonald. The first sack he's going to endure. 3rd and 11 now. McDonald ended up #2 in true talent in the draft, so a very good pick on our front office's part. As we also did acquire a first-round pick for next year. Now going to go play action, and again, back-to-back snaps. Lucas McDonald going to be swallowed up. Calling play action that time, maybe not the wisest call, as our first look at McDonald in this series, not the most pleasant, as he takes back-to-back sacks. We're going to have to punt. Now we'll check out our defense here to end the half, as Tennessee takes over at the 19. Will Levis now at quarterback, still here serving as the backup to Kyler Murray. Go play action here, works to the left, nothing doing. He'll be smacked that time and take the sack. That's Chauncey Patton, rookie D tackle we selected. I forget out of where. As he gets home a speed rusher, and I believe he also had hidden dev, so a promising D tackle that time. Going to probably be more of a sub package guy here in his first season, but great to see him get home for probably our first sack of the preseason. I don't know if we had one earlier. 2nd and 15 now, 2 minutes remaining. We're 56 out there for Tennessee, as they're going to get back to the running game, and that's going to be a nice gap over to the left side. Nice run there by Tony Pollard. Now going to be 3rd and inches. 3rd and inches here, Levis from the shotgun. And he will drop back for the pass here. As I mean, over the middle, and that's going to fall incomplete. So our offense will get a chance here, as Tennessee going to punt at the 29. McDonald and the offense back out there. And you got to remember, we have like second teamers, third stringers in on the offensive line right now. McDonald going to hook up with a man for the first time, as he finds Tylan Wallace for 7. First completion for McDonald goes to Tylan Wallace, as we do have our reserves in at the receiving positions as well. McDonald in the pocket now, over the middle, has a man that's going to be caught. Tremendous catch there. And that was rookie tight end Cortez Bibbs out of Penn State. I think 4th round pick. McDonald now from the shotgun trying to lead this 2-minute drill, as we still have 1 timeout remaining. McDonald in the pocket, plenty of time to throw. Now going to try and run for it, as he'll take off and run. McDonald tackled there after 6, as we do burn our final timeout. Maybe a little premature for that, but we'll see how this goes. 46 seconds now. Let's see what McDonald has right here. Sitting in the pocket again over the middle there for Benson, and he drops that 3rd down. McDonald now directly under center. 3rd and 4, 42 seconds remaining. Man in motion. They'll fake it to Benson. McDonald fires it up the sideline, and that's going to be out of the reach. Not sure who the intended target was there, but Tennessee, a good defensive stand there. McDonald provided a little bit of energy. I think that was Wallace calling for maybe a flag, but nothing doing. Still 10-0 now as we start this second half of play. Salt Lake City taking over at the 32 after a good return from Camonte Turpin. And now this time a first give for Benson. He's smacked behind the line. And that's Kenneth Murray Jr. His big day continues. Now 2nd and 12. McDonald again going to give to Benson. And really nothing doing. Quick 3rd and long here. McDonald out there empty. I think 4 receivers on the field. Man in motion. As they're going to try and set up a screen, it looks like. And they don't get it. As it's going to be another 3 and out for the offense. Now we'll see how the defense does. Another very good punt from Ariza. Again, knocking Tennessee inside the 5. Will Levis directly under center, gives to the back. Tony Pollard, he's swallowed up in the backfield. 1-yard loss. Now 2nd and 11. And again, they'll go to the ground game. Pollard finds a lane as he's brought down by free agent signing Nick Neiman, which now makes it 3rd and 4. 3rd down here at the 11. Definitely want to force a punt in this vicinity of the field if he can. As Levis, miscommunication there. As that throw just hits his man in stride. Wasn't ready for it. As a good stand here by Salt Lake City forcing the punt. I think now we'll kind of just sim along with this drive. See how McDonald does. And he takes another sack. That's Rashard Spencer, I believe. A 2nd round, 3rd round pick of the Titans. Now 2nd and 19. An interception by Kenneth Murray. As he took that back to the 23-yard line. McDonald not having a good debut at all. As that was Tennessee's 2nd and 3. Now 10 yards to Presley. -2 to Pollard. 2nd and goal at the 8. Now 7 yards to Pollard. 3rd and goal at the 1. And Will Levis gets in there for the touchdown. As it's now 17-0. All right, we'll just go ahead and simulate another one. See if McDonald can get anything going here. Pass knocked away. Incomplete. 2nd down. 6 yards to Bibbs. Now 3rd and 4, 8 yards to Taywon Palmer. 2nd-year player, 6-yard rush by McDonald. 2nd and 4, 5 yards to Benson. Now 1st down, 7 yards to Bibbs, moving the ball slowly but surely this time. Pass dropped there by Isaiah Hodgins. As it's now 1st down to begin the 4th quarter, incomplete. 2nd and 10, 2-yard rush to McDonald. 3rd and 8 now, pass knocked away. So 49-yard field goal attempt here, and that one is good by Reed Blankenship. Salt Lake City finally on the board. We'll get one more look at this defense, probably the last look at them in this game against Tennessee. See if we can get a stand here, get the ball back, try and get a late rally going. As again, Levis's pass just goes off his receiver. And I have updated the sliders here for year 2. I know year 1 we just kind of played with default all-pro sliders, had some fun games, but some unrealistic results. As it's time Levis to the outside, that gets a few. 3rd and 5 coming up. 3rd down now, Levis from the shotgun. See if we can get a stop, get off the field. Get the offense back out there. Levis patient, has a man, and he will connect with that time. Slips that one into double coverage. That one will move the chains. Fresh set, Tennessee goes with the empty set, man in motion. Levis on the drop back. Has a man, that's going to get 6 yards. Again, that's Leo Presley, rookie receiver, on the catch. Now halfway through this 4th quarter. Or not quite, actually. We're playing with 8-minute quarters, used to the 11, as Levis that time finds a man out of the backfield. Less than 5 now left in the game. We'll check out the offense and then call it a day after that. Move ahead to week 2. Levis going to swing that out. Good play there underneath by Jalen Thompson. Not sure what he's doing out there. Our captain in the secondary. Not sure what he's doing out there, but making a play nonetheless. Forces a 3rd and 3 now. Levis takes the snap. Just a quick dump off there, as that will get the 1st. Now a 3rd down, 3rd and 3 at the 20. Tennessee now in the red zone. Levis again in an empty set. Wasting the clock now, going to let the play clock go down. Man in motion, and they do get it off. Levis going to swing that out again, and has a man, good maneuver there, as we had Melton kind of bit bad leverage on that pursuit angle, and Trey Burks moves the chains. We do hit the 2-minute warning now. 1st and goal at the 9 for Tennessee. Levis on the drop back. Pocket collapsing a little bit. Moves to the left. Going to run for it. Levis. And he's going to get the touchdown. Melton could not bring him down before the line to gain there as he crosses the plane. Pours a shot, has a drink, and takes a bow. As will Levis. Now the backup in Tennessee. But a very good game here getting the majority of the snaps here in the preseason, as Tennessee has really poured it on. Now watch this final offensive drive, see if McDonald can give us any sense of encouragement. See if he can put together any big plays here. That throw just bats off the line, incomplete. Not a good debut so far for McDonald. An interception and the completion percentage all not that great. As now another drop back here. McDonald, time to throw. As he'll go over the middle. Has a man there. Nice catch. That's Tylan Wallace again. And we are going to start hurrying it back now. If you get a late touchdown drive here, I'll take that. That's a win. Even though you certainly don't win on the scoreboard. Now McDonald to his second read there. That's going to be batted. Now 2nd and 10, 1:37 remaining. McDonald takes the snap. Sitting in the pocket now. Steps up and just going to swing that one out. Good coverage from Tennessee. Now 3rd and 10. McDonald on the drop back. Going to go down the field. Chucks this one into no man's land. And that's knocked down, incomplete. 4th down coming up. Last ditch effort now from McDonald and co. We'll see what he does here. Goes man in motion. I believe that's Bibbs. As McDonald in the pocket here on 4th down has a man. That's caught by Kavontae Turpin. And that's going to keep us alive as we do burn a timeout. Just one remaining now. Fresh set of downs now for the Snowhawks as they take over at the 39. McDonald going to dump that off. Good catch there by Bibbs, I believe. Able to hang on through the contact. That gets 6 yards. And now 50 seconds remaining here. Turpin there in motion to the near sideline. As we fake it to Benson, rush off the edge, and we find a man there. McDonald hits Wallace again. Wallace's 4th or 5th catch already, as Salt Lake burns our final timeout. Another fresh set here at the 22. McDonald in the shotgun. Turpin motions out wide. McDonald on the drop back. Good pass protection there at left tackle by undrafted free agent Tony Morrow, as McDonald has to get rid of that one. Now 2nd down. McDonald hanging in the pocket there, hits his man. And that's going to be a few yards now. Over 100 yards is McDonald. As we have to hurry back here. The last play of the game likely coming up here. 3rd and 3. Just go for the end zone. McDonald going to step up and run. And he'll try and take that into the end zone as he's forced out there at the 6. As our Snowhawks fall here. 24-3 in the preseason opener. McDonald came out very, sluggish. It was kind of rough. But I feel like he kind of put it together. We're going to, ride with him most of the preseason. We want him to get most of the snaps. We don't really need to see Malik Willis or Jake Browning all that much. But Tennessee, a good showing. McDonald, like I said, really put it together as we went along. Our offense really didn't do much all game. But hopefully McDonald, as we go along, gets more comfortable. As we do plan on starting him in week 1. But hopefully he puts forth, what we need from him here in this preseason. As long as he keeps getting better and putting together more complete reps, that's all we can ask for. As we see there, Roy McBride, the #1 pick, we're going to be hearing about him. So that's it here in the week 1 preseason game. We'll take a look at the box score real quick. McDonald, 11 out of 24 for 105, 45%. Malik Willis, 1 for 105 yards. Benson, 6 for 13. He really did not run the ball well as a rookie, and only 2.1 yards per carry here. But being here in the preseason, we won't get much production just because our snap count is so much lower. Playing just these 8-minute, now we're going to go to 6-minute games now. So we're now here in Miami at Hard Rock Stadium taking on the Miami Dolphins as they won their preseason opener. They come off a storybook season where they barely just squeezed into the playoffs. They needed the Steelers and Broncos to each lose there in week 17 or week 18, which they did. And they, of course, had to win. And that scenario happened for the Dolphins, so they got the 7th seed. They took down the #1 seed Cincinnati Bengals there in the first round, and I think they even won their next playoff matchup as the Dolphins enter this season, matched up with Buffalo as the favorites there in the AFC East. We are on defense to start this preseason game, and like I said, we went down to 6-minute quarters, so these next 2 games to close out the preseason probably going to go a little bit quicker. Now Jalen Waddle here on the screen. He'll get ahead for 4. 2nd and 5 for Miami. As Tua going to swing that out. Good tackle there, and that's going to get 3. Rudy Ford again in on the stop. Rudy Ford very active at the safety position. A veteran presence back there. Might just have to get him on the roster again here. 3rd and 2. And we don't get the stop. A chain just barely gets ahead for the 1st. 1st and 10. Tua now directly under center. And they're going to go play action here. Had some pressure there, and Tua just barely gets that off for Jalen Waddle again there. That'll go for 2. I think that was Xavier Thomas coming off the edge there, looking for a breakout second year season from him. As now they're going to swing that out And a good tackle there. That gets 5. That'll be 3rd and 3. Let's see if the defense can get a stop here at about midfield. 2:40 left in this first quarter. Tua takes the snap, just barely gets that one off. And now pressure. He does get that off to the sideline. A good tackle there. As that will force the 4th down. Darrell Taylor in on the pressure there. Free agent acquisition. As now Miami going to have to punt from about midfield. And now we'll take a look at this offense for the first time. Bailey Zappi going to get the start in this one. For those who remember, Week 18 against San Francisco almost led a win there in his only start of the year. As Eckler gets the first carry, he gets 3. Zappi led a tremendous performance. 3 touchdown passes, all to Marvin Harrison Jr., which helped him secure Offensive Rookie of the Year. Now we'll go right back to Eckler. He gets tackled for a loss that time. Now 3rd and 7 for Bailey Zappi. Want to avoid the 3 and out to start. He has a man there, Kadarius Toney, as he gets to the 35, first down. Now 35 seconds left in the first quarter here from the 35. And now we'll give to Jamal Williams, breaks the tackle. Jamal Williams now past the 50. A tough run that time, 17 yards to the 48. And that will take us into the second quarter. Nice start here from the Snowhawks. Get a stop on defense. And now our offense, a little drive going. Good run there from Jamal Williams as we'll take over in Miami territory to start the second. Now here to start the second quarter as there's Toney in motion, a fake to him. Zappi now to pass, and that's going to go incomplete. Now 3rd and 10 we were able to convert last time. Let's see if Zappi can get something going again here. Going to have to scramble to his left. He's going to be brought down. Miami sent pressure. That's Kohou on the corner blitz, and that's going to stall out this drive for Salt Lake City. 4th and 20, and they're going to have to punt from the 42. Now we'll just go ahead and simulate this Miami drive as they start the 27-yard rush. 8 yards to Alec Ingold. 10 yards to Jalen Waddle. Another first down at the 45. 4-yard rush for Achan. 1-yard rush from Tyreek Hill. 3rd and 4. And they get the first down, 9 yards to Tyreek Hill. A penalty there against Malik Washington. So 1st and 15. 5-yard rush. 2nd and 10. Pass knocked away there by Caleb Patton, the rookie D tackle. Had a sack in the first game. Then sacked there by Darius Robinson. As that's going to have Miami punting. Tremendous stand here late in the first half as we'll simulate and take over on offense. So now Lucas McDonald in at quarterback. Let's see if he can lead a scoring drive here. 2:05 remaining in the half. Still scoreless here in Miami. A quick one there as he finds a man. That's Tylan Wallace again as the pair proven to have very good rapport. As that'll make it 2nd and inches now at the 31:30 remaining in the half. McDonald another drop back here. Gonna go to the near sideline. That one incomplete. Now 3rd and inches. McDonald from the shotgun. Eckler the back. As he'll leak out. They will go for him here. Eckler up the sideline gets the first down as he'll be forced out. 1:19 remaining. Salt Lake City now at the 33. McDonald, patience in the pocket, has a man over the middle. That's Mo Ali Cox for 6 as they burn their first time out. And now empty at the 39. 1:14 remaining. McDonald. Only a 4-man rush as he has a man there at the sideline. That's Eckler, and that'll get the first at the 50. McDonald a couple nice completions here out of the gate. As now Salt Lake City at midfield. Has a man just out of the reach there of Mo Ali Cox, wide open. As that'll go incomplete. McDonald taking responsibility. You like to see that from your quarterback, especially your 21-year-old franchise quarterback of the future. Now 2nd and 10 again out there empty. McDonald over the middle has Marvin Harrison Jr. as we see our future hook up for the first time. Going to have a lot of connections between these two. Now a fresh set here at the 37 of Miami. Going to set up a screen for Eckler as he gets to the outside. Good development that time. Also be ripped down after 9 yards. Now 36 seconds remaining. McDonald directly under center. Trey Benson the back. McDonald going to drop back and just dump that off for Benson. As Salt Lake City burns their second timeout. Now first down at the 24. McDonald on the drop back. Sits in the pocket. Going to try and run up the middle as he does have room. And he'll get ahead for the first down. Spins off a couple tackles and still fighting. Ripped down there at the 8-yard line. A 16-yard scramble there for McDonald, showing the athleticism. And now 1st and goal at the 8. No timeouts remaining though. This could get interesting. Can't get sacked here. McDonald going to try and scramble left and just going to throw that one away wisely. Now 2nd and goal. Harrison out there wide, kind of wide open. McDonald didn't hit him, and that one's going to throw it away. A 3rd and goal now, and again McDonald directly under center. Harrison Jr. there in motion. I'm sorry, that's Tony in motion. And he'll fake it to Benson. McDonald over the middle into the end zone as that goes out of the back. And we probably will go for the field goal here. 4th and goal. It can be a 25-yard field goal attempt. And Jake Bates puts that one through. Jake Bates competing here with Rodrigo Blankenship for the starting kicking job, as that will take us into the second half. Now here the opening kickoff to start the second half. Salt Lake City leads 3-0. And let's see if McDonald can engineer another scoring drive. Hopefully this time ending up in the end zone, as that's Kitchens, one of the rookie corners we drafted. I believe they're in the 3rd round on the return. Gets that to the 28. McDonald came out slinging it. And this will take over again here at the 28. Salt Lake City starts out empty. Now reserves there on the offensive line. Steps up and throw there to Tip Ryman, second-year tight end. This will get 6. Ryman, a very good rookie season. Hopefully he and Cortez Bibbs can form a formidable tight end duo. Although we would like to get someone a little more polarizing in. As Benson now an outside carry as he works it up the sideline. Trey Benson. So work that ahead for 19, I believe. Good to see Benson get going. Really want him to be an every down back. Really needs to come around a little bit more, you know, being more of an all-around type runner, power receiver, but still very young. Is McDonald now going to backtrack 14 and take a big-time sack, and you can't be doing that. Those are the type of plays you kind of have to expect from a rookie quarterback, but as long as he gets better as the weeks and the years go on, I think that's all you can really expect. Now we'll give it to Benson here, second in an eternity, and it gets even longer now, 2nd and 25. McDonald now out there empty, 3rd and 25. See there, Benson in motion. Going to sit back and help out blocking. McDonald's just going to dump it off. And that's for Hodgins, I believe. That goes for 4. Another tremendous punt from Matt Ariza. So he'll pin Miami back at the 1-yard line. Let's see how this defense does here. As we hold up quite well in the first one, only 1 yard. Now 2nd and 9. I believe that's Mason Rudolph at quarterback for Miami. Drew Lock also in this quarterback room. They'll get back to the running back there. 4 more yards. Now 3rd and 5. 3rd and 5 at the 6. As we did have a man jump offside. Nothing doing though. No call. No snap. As they're going to fake it. And that's going to be a sack. Not quite a safety though. As that was Caleb Patton, the rookie D tackle, having himself a huge preseason already. That one just inches away from a sack, as now they'll have to punt from their 1-yard line, as we'll take over at the 41. Caleb Patton, have yourself a preseason already. 2 sacks, a pass deflection, as now Salt Lake City set up extremely well. We'll screen here. I believe that's Palmer. That'll get 6. Now at the 35, will come out in the I formation here. Kerry Blasingame, free agent signing at fullback. And we'll fake it to Benson. McDonald will swing it out to him there at the sideline, and he'll drop that one through contact. Now 3rd and 4, 46 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Benson motions out wide. McDonald on the drop back. Time to throw. Resets, has a man there. I think that's Palmer again. That one for 9 and a 1st down. Taywan Palmer, his 2nd catch here today. Part of that Cardinals draft class that kind of held over into this expansion draft roster that we put together. And now McDonald will get a snap off here. The last play of the 3rd quarter. Going to sling that up the sideline for Tylan Wallace. Knocked down, as that'll bring us into the 4th quarter. 3-0 still here. Salt Lake City Snowhawks leading. 2nd and 10 to start here at the 26. And again, Snowhawks come out in the I formation. We're going to go pitch here, as that one does develop quite well. 4 yards for Benson. Now 3rd and 6. McDonald again directly under center. Wallace there in motion. Will fake it to him. And Benson the give. And that's going to be short. So 4th and 3 at the 19. And they will send out the field goal unit here. A 36-yard field goal to make it 6-0. Double the lead as that kick is up. And it is good. And 6-0 now Snowhawks. Now we'll see if the defense can hang strong here. Miami taking over at the 30. They go play action. Man over the middle breaks the tackle, or almost breaks the tackle. And that'll put the Dolphins out to 48. Rudolph takes the snap. Quick one there. And that's going to be another 1st down. Dolphins moving the chains now to 37. Rudolph now directly under center. 3:33 remaining in the game. And he's going to fake it. Roll to the right. Has a man there to the sideline. Going to be brought down after a nice game, but there is a flag on the play. And that was a legal man downfield on Austin Jackson. So it's going to be 1st and 15 now, backed up to the 42. Rudolph again going to throw. He's going to be sacked there. That was Ben Amaro, 71, coming off the edge. Rookie out of, I believe, Texas Tech. As our rookies here on the D-line having a big impact. I think Dak Kitchens also getting home there on a corner blitz maybe. As he had 25. Dak Kitchens and Amaro teaming up there. 2 of our rookie picks. along, of course, with Luke McDonald and Matthew Torrance, who we haven't quite seen yet, but so far promising contributions from our rookies. And now 2nd and 23, set up a screen there, and that's going to have some space to the sideline as that gets 12 yards. Now a 3rd and 11, that got just over half of what they needed. Man in motion, Rudolph going to fake. And he's going to be swarmed again. Amaro getting home. I think DeMarcus Walker, Dietrich Wise Jr., and we're all over Mason Rudolph here as we force a 4th and 19. The pass rush really coming alive as we force the punt here just before the 2-minute warning, as Miami does get that one off. And that's going to go out at the 15. One more play here for Lucas McDonald before the 2-minute warning, as Salt Lake City tries to make it a 2-possession game here late, or maybe even just run it as they'll fake it. McDonald going to just elect to run, brought down for the sack. As we do hit the 2-minute warning, it speeds through that. Now 2nd and 12. McDonald going to give to Benson. Benson, a nice run, finds a crease. Going to be 3rd and 3. Now 154, 3rd and short here. We go back to the ground game, and Benson going to be swallowed up there on the edge. As Miami's going to force the punt, they have a chance to take the lead here late, as they'll take over with 1:42 remaining. Only one timeout remaining here at the 34-yard line. Rudolph just going to check that down. Has a man that's going to go for 7, but the clock will continue to run. As now 2nd and 3, 1:23 remaining. Man in motion goes back. Rudolph fakes the give. Going to throw down deep over the middle, and that's caught. What a catch there at the 31. That was Washington. And now 1 minute left. Rudolph takes the snap at the 31 here. Amaro trying to get there as Rudolph does dump it off right as he's wrapped up there after 8 yards. And now again going to hurry it back. 36 seconds now left. Rudolph over the middle has a man that's going to go for a 1st down to the 13 as they burn their final timeout. Just 31 seconds left here. 31 seconds at the 13, 1st down. Man in motion again goes back the other way. Rudolph fakes the give. Has time to throw there, and it's just out of the reach there of his diving target. Incomplete. Now going to be 2nd and 10 at the 27. Rudolph directly under center. Man in motion again goes back the other way. And again, Rudolph fakes it. Going to be sacked at that time as he bring the linebacker blitz. That's Jabril Cox. 2 seconds. 1 second. They just get the last second snap off. Rudolph now going to be tracked down. Fumbles. Loose ball, and it's picked up by Salt Lake City. And we're going to take this one at Miami as we win 6-0. I think that was DeMarcus Walker there on the fumble recovery. As you know, very quick game here, so I'm definitely open to suggestions on how we should maybe format this preseason going forward. But still nice to get a win here, albeit, just a 6-0 win. Not much noteworthy on the stat sheet, but McDonald definitely had a clean game, much improved from his first performance as he just came out slinging it and was moving the ball, led 2 field goal drives, and I think he would have led a little bit more in a larger sample size, although took that one big sack. But I think we see the promise there as our future franchise quarterback. As here, we'll take a look at his box score, see how he finished the day. As he was 11 for 18, 82 yards, 4.5 yards per attempt. Benson ran the ball very well, 5.3 yards per carry. Eckler 3 catches, led our team. Palmer had 2. And then sacks, we had 1.5 from Caleb Patton out of San Diego State, 1 from rookie Ben Amaro out of Buffalo, 1 from Jabril Cox, Darius Robinson, DeMarcus Walker, and then Dietrich Wise Jr., Contavious Street, and Dak Kitchens all had a half sack each as our defense came to play as we pitch a shutout. We're now back on the road for some Thursday night primetime football here in Inglewood, California from SoFi Stadium, taking on the 0-2 Los Angeles Chargers. The Chargers, of course, led by Jim Harbaugh with Justin Herbert at quarterback as they come off a pretty good year. But our Snowhawks come off a win last time out, 6-0. Hopefully a little more scoring in this bout. As you see there, Coach Harbaugh hoping to get the Chargers to a winning pedigree, as we are going to be kicking it off as we're now underway here in the final week 3 of the preseason. You got to lay it all out there now. You make your final case for your spot on the roster. As good coverage that time on the kickoff. LA going to take over at the 28. And there you see Justin Herbert, one of the best quarterbacks there in the AFC, although he still needs to prove that he can do it on the big stage. The Chargers still, have to get that deep playoff run, and hopefully under the tutelage of Harbaugh, that happens with Herbert and the Chargers. So as we've been doing, we'll take a look at our opening drive here on each side of the football. In this final game, we have Jake Browning starting. we'll have him go a couple series and then take a look at the dropped interception there right over the middle. And after Browning, we'll take a look at, of course, Lucas McDonald. Let him get some final preseason reps in as we drop an easy turnover there right off the rip. Now 2nd and 10. Herbert and the offense live to see another down. Herbert going to swing that out for Dobbins. He breaks the tackle, and that's going up the sideline, forced out. All that for 1 yard. Now 3rd and 9. LA at the 29. Herbert on the drop back. Trying to set up a screen there. Had some pressure coming in, and they could not develop that. As a 3 and out by Salt Lake City out of the gate. You love to see that. The Snowhawks now take over at the 23 for their opening drive on offense. Jake Browning, free agent signing. Signed a 3-year deal. Was going to compete for the starting quarterback job. So we'll give here Tony on the end around. Really nothing doing that time. But Browning signed a 3-year contract coming over from the Bengals after backing up Joe Burrow there for the first few years of his career. But now a change of scenery, was going to battle for the starting quarterback job. You know, we didn't know what we were going to get in the draft. We didn't know that we were going to be drafting our future franchise quarterback. So unfortunately for Browning, as he'll take the sack there, Joey Bosa, of course, one of the premier edge rushers in the NFL. And he's ready for the season, obviously, an all-pro coming up. But Browning, you know, was hoping for a starting gig here, but Lucas McDonald, the 23rd overall pick, probably going to be the guy in week 1. Browning now on 3rd and 15, sits in the pocket, fires there as that goes incomplete. Now we'll send this next defensive drive as we punt here, 4th and 20 from the 12, 38 yards. As the Chargers fair catch that at the 49, so a short field to work with. Pass dropped there by Will Disley, 2nd and 10, 6-yard rush by Dobbins, 3rd and 4. 5-yard catch there from Disley to move the chains. -3 there for Dobbins. Max Melton forces the incompletion, so 3rd and 13. And a pass interference call on Dak Kitchens, the rookie corner. Now 1st and goal at the 6 for LA. And then another penalty against the defense. And then a 3-yard touchdown pass. Justin Herbert there to Joshua Palmer. As the Chargers now up 7-0. We'll simulate this other offensive drive here for Salt Lake. 2 yards for Benson. 1 yard for Benson. Now 3rd and 7. As Jake Browning does connect there with Tony. 10 yards for a first down. And now 6 yards for Benson. -3. Now going to be a 3rd and 7. And a penalty against the offense makes it 3rd and 12. That's Brady Christensen. Free agent signing to be our left tackle. As now it's going to be 4th and 10 to start the second quarter. As we punt there for a touchback. Now we'll check out another defensive drive here, trailing 7-0 early on in the second quarter. Herbert still out there as the starter's getting a little more reps here. And so dump that off, and that's going to go for 8. That was Quentin Johnston there on the 8-yard catch. As now Herbert directly under center. And they are going to give it to Dobbins as he works to the outside. Breaks a tackle, stiff arm, good stiff arm there along the edge. And then finally brought down and gets the first. Herbert going to give to Dobbins again as he'll get 4. Now 2nd and 6, Chargers in the I formation. As again they give to Dobbins. And he'll be tackled that time, gets 5 yards, going to be 3rd and 1. 3rd down for the Chargers at midfield here. As Herbert on the drop back. A quick one there as he finds a man. Ladd McConkey hangs on through the hit as that'll move the chains. Dadrion Taylor Demerson, 2nd-year safety on the hit there. But McConkey's strong hands. Now the Chargers into Salt Lake City territory. Herbert on the drop back. Quick one over the middle as that's caught. Nice catch and run there from Johnston for 11. Herbert now from the shotgun. 1st down. And so he'll give to Dobbins. Good tackle that time in the lane. And we did hit the 2-minute warning, so now 2nd and 8 at the 31. Herbert out there empty. Salt Lake City rushing 4. Going towards the end zone. There's McConkey, hangs on downfield through the hit. Herbert slipped that one in through double coverage. And McConkey went up for it, took a hit. That was Dak Kitchens there in coverage. Herbert a clean pocket to work with. And Kitchens is on McConkey, just doesn't realize the ball's in the air. And McConkey going over and making a very tough catch, emerging as one of the best receivers there in the AFC West. As Herbert now out there empty, going to call an audible here. There's less than a minute and a half left here in the half. 1st and goal at the 6, Herbert. Quick one there towards the sideline. That's going to be a touchdown again to Joshua Palmer as the duo hooks up now twice. And the Chargers look like they're ready for the regular season. 1:14 remaining. We'll give Jake Browning the keys here. See if he can engineer a scoring offense, or a scoring drive rather here. Leading the 2-minute drill. Sitting in the pocket. Takes a hit and has to fire that one away. And then 2nd and 10 now out there empty again. As he'll take the snap. Going to have a man there, and that goes for a first down to Troy Benson. Now 105 remaining up to the 41. Trey Benson on that catch in the backfield here. As Browning going to have a man there towards the sideline. What a catch there. I believe that's Jahan Dotson making the catch away from his body. As now to be 1st and 10 at the 43. 59 seconds left in the half. One timeout for the Snowhawks. Running again. Time to throw in the pocket. Going to the sideline. And that's going to go for 4. That was former Charger Donald Parham on the catch. Vying for a spot on the tight end depth chart. Browning another drop back here. 30 seconds remaining. Goes to the sideline. As that's caught for 3 yards. The clock will continue to run. And they will burn their final timeout. So it's going to be 3rd and 3. 22 seconds remaining. No more timeouts for the Snowhawks. Browning takes the snap. Going to try and run for it. And instead we'll just throw that one away. 4th and 3 now. We are going to go for it. See if we can convert. Browning. A man over the middle, wide open. And that's going to go for the first down. See if we can get the kickoff in time. And we will just get to snap this one, a 43-yard attempt. And that one is good, so we just barely get points on the board. A nice drive led there by Jake Browning to end the half. As we'll start out on defense here in the second half, 14-3. Hopefully we can avoid any more scoring. I think Justin Herbert and the starter still out there. So I guess in this final preseason game, as Herbert took a big hit, McConkey a nice catch over the middle as he took a hit as well. A nice connection there. Herbert standing tall in the pocket and delivering a strike. Now the Chargers at midfield. Herbert backtracking in the pocket over the middle, has a man as he squeezes it in again for McConkey. So we have our reserves in. They still have the first team in. I'm surprised to see that here in this final preseason game. Herbert, a fake, sits in the pocket, plenty of time to throw, has a man towards the end zone as he hooks up again with Joshua Palmer. A hat trick. And I hope you had Joshua Palmer here in the fantasy, here on your preseason fantasy team, because he is absolutely killing our defense, as is Justin Herbert. So with that, I think we're done watching the defense here in this preseason. We'll just focus on Lucas McDonald and the offense. So we'll start here, give for Trey Benson, finds a nice lane. Trey Benson ahead for 6. Now 2nd and 4, 21-3. Game probably out of reach here with just the limited time with these 6-minute quarters, but hopefully we can at least get a touchdown here for McDonald, as Marvin Harrison Jr. still out there trying to get some rapport together with our studs there, quarterback receiver, as McDonald going to take a sack. That was Chase Young, who signed with the Chargers to form a Ohio State pass rush here alongside Joey Bosa. Khalil Mack obviously also in the mix. McDonald sits in the pocket, has a man over the middle, and he hits in there. Jahan Dotson hangs on. First down out to 44. McDonald. Time to throw in the pocket. Just dumps that off for Benson. That goes for 7. Less than 2 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter. McDonald going to give to Benson. And he'll get ahead for the first, but it looks like it might be coming back to a hold. Will McMahon, undrafted free agent at right tackle on the holding penalty. Now 2nd and 11 after that good run there from Benson, would have got a first down. And we will go back to the run game here as Benson gets ahead for 3. Now 3rd and 8, McDonald in the shotgun, Benson the back. McDonald on the drop back, going to sling that downfield. Has a man just out of the reach there of Cavante Turpin. Turpin, the potential to be a burner here, where we brought him in more so for his kick return abilities, but McDonald just overthrew him there. And now we'll simulate this defense as arrives at a touchback. First down, Chargers. 7 yards to Johnston. 7-yard rush from Dobbins, first down. 11 yards to Joshua Palmer. As now we're here in the 4th quarter. 7 yards for Isaiah Spiller. 3-yard rush by Michael Valdez, a rookie out of Yale. Pass interference penalty, first down at the 19. Spiller 6 yards, 2nd and 4, 3 yards to Tucker Fisk. 3rd and 1, Michael Valdez, a 5-yard rush. Now 1st and goal at the 5. 3 yards for Spiller, 2nd and goal at the 2. KJ Henry knocks away a pass, now 3rd and goal. And that's -3 for Spiller, so 4th and goal at the 5. And they go for the field goal. So a nice defensive stand there by our reserves on defense. Now 2:37 left for Lucas McDonald and the offense to make something happen. And this might be the last time we see McDonald here in the preseason. McDonald takes the snap, gonna just dump that off over the middle for Turpin, that one for 1. Now 2nd and 9, McDonald has a man there, just dumps it off, and that's Jamar Jefferson, reserve running back, that gets 6. Now with 3rd and 3, I would assume 4 down territory as we fake it. And McDonald going to step up and run. McDonald across midfield now as he takes that down to the 43. That one for 20 yards. McDonald showing his ability to step up and run as we're now into Chargers territory as we do hit the 2-minute warning. McDonald over the middle there for Turpin, and that'll go for 7. 2nd and 3 as Salt Lake City burns their first time out. McDonald takes the snap. Over the middle, just out of the reach, and we've seen him just barely miss a couple of these targets, leading them in stride by just about half a step, a full step. And those are the things you got to pinpoint as you go along, but obviously just his 3rd action here as a pro. We will get there. This time hooks up with Wallace for the first. Now a fresh set of downs here at the 31, 130 remaining in the game. Gonna fake it there to Jamal Williams now. Over the middle, McDonald into the end zone. That's almost intercepted, knocked down. And then 2nd and 10, we live to see another snap. McDonald gonna try and dump that off. Nothing doing, quick pressure. Now 3rd and 10, Salt Lake City at the 31. McDonald scrambling to the right. And that one, I don't know why you throw that one away. You know, you at least have positive yardage where you're at. I don't know why you don't just slide down or whatever, but 4th and 10, we'll chalk that up to poor AI. As now this might be our last chance to make something happen on offense here in the preseason. McDonald on the drop back here. Gonna chuck that up the field, and that one should have been intercepted. As you know, just trying to make a play. That was Bibbs, the target there, another rookie, as that's going to turn the ball over, and the Chargers will get it back. And as I said, we're done watching the defense. We'll just simulate, as they'll probably just drain the clock as they do. So that will do it here in the preseason. And like I said, probably not the best format. I think next season we're going to have to do something a little bit different. But I kind of wanted to squeeze all these games in. Maybe next year we'll just watch one full game and simulate the rest or something like that. But I'm definitely open to some suggestions when it comes to preseason formatting. But after this, of course, we'll go through our cuts and finalize our regular season roster. And I guess we will take a look at the box score as well, as we do fall here 24-3 on Thursday night prime time. As we look at the numbers now, Jake Browning 8 for 11, 59 yards. Lucas McDonald 6 for 12, just 36 yards. Rushing, Trey Benson 6 for 15. McDonald had a 21-yard scramble. That's kind of what I'm talking about. We don't really get a big sample size of any of these players with the short clock that we were working with on defense. No sacks, tackle for loss for Jamal Adams, KJ Henry, Myjai Sanders, and KJ Britt. And no interceptions in the preseason. And both of our kickers in our kicking competition went 2 for 2. We are going to get to some cuts, but before that, we'll upgrade a few players we have here. A couple rookies at the top here. Matthew Torrance, I talked about him, our second-round pick. And he already had one upgrade during this preseason, and now he already has another. 21 years old out of Auburn, 5'11", 204, and pretty even as far as the archetypes go. 91 speed, 75 zone with 84 hit power. Decent pursuit, play rec as well. Good athlete, and like I said, he can pretty much do everything, but we're trying to get him on this run support archetype, and it might take a little bit, but we'll upgrade that one now to a 76 overall, 75 for run support. Now Caleb Patton, another guy with hidden dev here from this inaugural rookie class, 71 overall speed rusher. And I think we might just keep buying into that. You know, we could go with the run stopper archetype, but we already have run stopper guys, and Patton has really good potential as a speed rush specialist in your pass rushing rotation. Although that block shed could go up a little bit more, as well as the power move. So maybe we will just cheat here with run stopper, and he does stay that speed rusher archetype anyway. He gets +1 block shed, +2 finesse move, and play rec. Even though there really isn't much to look at when it comes to stats, we'll just do a quick run through here before we get into cuts. And McDonald threw the ball 54 times, completing it 28 for 51%, 1 interception, no touchdowns. Jake Browning 8 for 11, and then Bailey Zappi and Malik Willis really didn't give them a fair shake, just 3 pass attempts combined between them. Trey Benson rated 18 times for 60 yards, 3.3 yards per clip. McDonald 59 yards on 6 attempts for 9.8. You like to see that. I think in a larger sample size, we would have seen his legs make much more of an impact. Jamal Williams 2 for 21. Eckler just 5 for 7, but we're more relying on his receiving capabilities rather than his running. Tylan Wallace, 5 catches, led the team in catches with 53 yards. Also led the team. Jahan Dotson, 3 for 35. Taywon Palmer, second-year player, 4 for 31. Rookie tight end Cortez Bibbs, 4 for 31. Kadarius Toney, Eckler, Benson. Go over to blocking. We'll just go to downs played. And Randy Samuels, third-round pick out of South Carolina, who we do have pegged for a starting role. And we see their hidden dev, 75 overall, is a scheme fit at 6'5", 312. 91 strength, 87 lead block, 89 impact, already +1 there on awareness. The power just really has to come around, but otherwise, very good potential from Samuels. Also very close to upgrade there, close to getting a skill point. So he probably will be starting at right guard, although the 2 sacks allowed, you don't like that. Same here with Tony Morrow, though. An undrafted free agent, Tony Morrow out of LSU, 65 overall. So probably going to have him on the practice squad and hoping he doesn't get claimed. And Ty Eubanks, 6'4", 344. He was a 7th round pick. We had 3 7th round picks. We picked him with the last of it, even though he's not a scheme fit. Came in at, I think, 67 overall, but far from a scheme fit, but good value there at the end of the 7th round. So he probably will be on the roster, if not on the practice squad. Cade Mays, no sacks allowed in 64 snaps, going to be the starting center. Then we have Isaiah Adams here and Christian Jones, 2 second-year linemen who kind of struggled as rookies. Everyone really did in our first season, but hopefully we got a step up from them this year. Will McMahon, 45 snaps and another undrafted tackle. And he had that holding penalty, but probably going to end up on the practice squad. So now for defense, leading in tackles, Dadrion Taylor Demerson with 9. Quan Beverly, undrafted linebacker out of USC, had 8, along with Matthew Torrance and Nick Neiman. Tackles for loss went to Caleb Patton, rookie D tackle out of San Diego State. 2 for Ben Amaro, both rookies up here. You like to see that. And then a bunch of players with 1, Jamal Adams, KJ Britt, Dak Kitchens, Bobby Brown III, Tariq Carpenter, a bunch of guys here for sacks. 2.5 for Caleb Patton, the only player with multiple. Ben Amaro, Jabril Cox, Darius Robinson, DeMarcus Walker, all with 1. No interceptions. Pass deflections, a bunch of players had 1, including Caleb Patton, KJ Britt, Max Melton, Isaiah Simmons, KJ Henry, Derek Forrest, Jack Gibbons, and Matthew Torrance. Forced fumbles, DeMarcus Walker had 1. And then our kicking battle, Rodrigo Blankenship, 2 for 2. Jake Bates, 2 for 2, but Bates, his along was 36, and both of Blankenship's attempts were beyond 40, so I think we'll just stick with our guy. I don't know if Jake Bates is practice squad eligible, but even if we put him there, he'll probably get claimed. And then Matt Ariza had a tremendous punting display here in the preseason. 3 inside the 20. I think all 3 of those were inside the 5 with 4 touchbacks, a 54.8 average. Just absurd. Cavante Turpin, 32 yards on his only return, as now we're going to get into the cuts. And here we see Eric Alden, an undrafted free agent out of LSU at the bottom here. But we're just going to go by position, and we'll start here at quarterback. Of course, Lucas McDonald is going to be the starting quarterback. Jake Browning, we did sign him to be the backup / spot starter at quarterback if we ever need him. So it really comes down to Malik Willis or Bailey Zappi, because, of course, we're not going to keep 4 quarterbacks. So as much as I like both of these guys, especially part of our inaugural roster, I think we're going to keep Willis just because he displays more of a skill set that our starting quarterback McDonald has. So I think we'll keep Willis as our quarterback 3. And unfortunately, I have to cut Bailey Zappi here. Made 1 start there, episode 4, I believe it was, that season finale episode where we fell there to San Francisco. But Zappi, 3 touchdown passes to Marvin Harrison, and we'll always remember that performance. Now, on to running back. We're obviously going to keep Benson. He's going to be our workhorse more so. And then Eckler going to be our 3rd down back. Jamal Williams, our power back. And I think we will just cut Jamar Jefferson, 25 years old. That's only 66 overall. Would have threw him on the practice squad if he was eligible, but no longer. As Kerry Blasingame will keep at fullback. And now onto receiver, as we are going to throw Palmer onto the practice squad. 25 years old, his 2nd season. And that leaves us with, I think, 6 receivers now, as we're going to have to cut 1. And Tylan Wallace was phenomenal there. We signed him to a multi-year deal this past offseason, just, fill the roster spot, as he's been a very good teammate, has been good in our system, and that proved in the preseason. So Tony Dotson, they're safe, as Turpin, also safe return role, and actually has star dev. So Isaiah Hodgins at 26 years old, he is going to be the player we cut here. Drafted him from the Giants in the expansion draft, but didn't quite make it as we've gone along. Now at tight end, we are keeping 1 fullback, so I think that means we can only really afford to keep 3 tight ends. And Mo Ali Cox, he's going to be our starter with Tip Ryman, and rookie Cortez Bibbs has earned a roster spot, which means Donald Parham is going to be cut, our expansion pick there from the Chargers. Now onto offensive line, and this is where it gets a little tricky because we have 12 linemen, I think, scattered across all these positions. And I don't want to overdo it on the practice squad because I'm anticipating that a couple of our guys may get snatched up by other teams. So we got to be a little strategic with it. We have 3 quality right tackles here. Jonah Williams, of course, is going to start. Christian Jones now in his second season. But, is he better than Will McMahon, who we brought in an undrafted free agent? McMahon is 3 years younger, stronger, and more balanced, although Jones much better as a pass protector. But Jones was invested a third-round pick, I believe, so I think, you have to give him a little bit more of a shot. He is a scheme fit. But at the same time, Will McMahon is also a scheme fit. And I don't know if you can keep both of these guys on the active roster. So I think one definitely has to go to the practice squad. And I think just based on Christian Jones does have some experience. He started at least half the season for us at left tackle. And we put Charles Leno on the bench just to give Jones some reps. So I think we keep Jones just because he has the experience. We didn't really invest anything in McMahon, so we'll move him to the practice squad. As now we'll just kind of go down the line here at right guard. I think we might keep Trey Turner as some experience on the interior. And if Samuels doesn't quite live up at first, we could always put Turner back in the starting lineup. Cade Mays, of course, going to be our center. Sign him as a free agent. And that brings us to left guard, where Zach Thomas is experienced. He can probably be our backup center because we don't have a backup center right now. And I think he's probably the guy just based on his experience. He knows the system. He played a little bit of center last year. And Ty Eubanks was a late-round pick, not really a scheme fit. So I think he's someone we could afford to put on the practice squad over at left tackle. I think Charles Leno Jr. might be the swing tackle this year, although we already have Christian Jones at right tackle. Maybe Jones we could maybe play on the interior a little bit at points this season. So I think Eubanks, being as that he was a late-round pick, we'll just move him to the practice squad as well. And we'll keep Thomas here as our backup center. And at left tackle, I don't know if we keep Leno Jr. We might just cut him outright. Have Christensen at left tackle. Jonah Williams at right tackle. Then Christian Jones can kind of serve as our swing tackle, get some reps that way. And Charles Leno Jr. at 33 years old, we'll move on from him. Although we appreciate your service, serving as our left tackle in year one. And that's going to leave us with, I think, 8 linemen, which is pretty solid. We'll put Tony Morrow, another undrafted guy. We'll put him on the practice squad. And I hope all these guys don't just get stolen. If one gets stolen, maybe we'll move another guy up. But until that happens, we'll just kind of stick with what we're working with, as we are going to have 8 offensive linemen on the active roster to start. And now we have to cut 12 more players as we get over here to defense. At left end, we'll stick with the experience combo here of Deatrice Wise Jr., now a captain, signed a 2-year contract, I believe, in the offseason, along with here with DeMarcus Walker. Probably not going to bring him back after this season, though. Then at right end, we have a few guys here, a bunch of guys. Darrell Taylor signed him on a 2-year deal. Was it a 1-year deal, 2-year deal in free agency? Xavier Thomas, of course, we're going to keep him, as he played the run very well last year as a rookie. Hopefully the sack numbers can get up there a little bit. And then Ben Amaro, I definitely think played his way onto the roster, so I think we'll keep him there for now. And then Myjai Sanders, I think we're just going to end up cutting him at 27 years old. I'd rather give Amaro, 4 years younger, some snaps at this spot. So then I think KJ Henry, he was solid, and we'll go ahead and move him to the practice squad at 66 overall, which now gives us 5 pass rushers, 5 edge players here at D end, and now going to D tackle. Eric Alden, the lowest player on our team at 62 overall, just an undrafted guy out of LSU. And then we have Darius Robinson, second-year player. Bobby Brown III, a free agent signing, going to be a very good run stopper, one-tech type guy for us. Caleb Patton going to rush the passer, as he proved he could do in the preseason. And then Kentavious Street, we signed him to a 1-year contract. I think we will bring him back on the active roster to start kind of in a similar role to Caleb Patton, which kind of leaves Moro Ojomo. I do like him. He's been solid, but I don't know if we just put him on the practice squad. I think we'll leave him for now. We'll throw Eric Alden on the practice squad. And now 9 more players to cut, as we have a logjam here at left outside linebacker. KJ Britt going to be the starter. We signed him as a middle linebacker, but moved him over to the left side, as it really comes down to Jermaine Carter, Justin Hollins, Jordan Walker here as well, as Walker was another undrafted rookie who I really liked. I monitored him throughout the year, and he was always solid. 83 speed and tackle, 77 hit power, 74 pursuit, 68 block shed, zone at 58, room to grow. And I don't know if he's quite ready for the active roster, but I don't think Hollins or Carter Jr. are much of an upgrade at this point, as then we have to go back to the left outside linebacker. So I might take Jordan Walker as an undrafted free agent and just let him sit on the active roster this year. Again, Carter Jr. and Hollins, really nothing special at this point. 29 years old at 66 overall, 67 at 30 overall. So I think we'll go ahead and just cut both of these guys. and maybe look to free agency to maybe bolster our linebacking core. And now just 7 players left to cut now at middle linebacker. And Quan Beverly had 8 tackles, I think, second on our team, 21 years old. I believe out of USC, undrafted free agent. More of a pass coverage archetype. 89 speed, you love that for a linebacker with 82 hit power. Good tackle for a rookie, decent block shed for a coverage linebacker. Although the zone at 66, you'd like that to be a little bit better, but I really do like Quan Beverly. And worst case, he's definitely on the practice squad. As we have a couple other guys here. Jabril Cox, he was pretty good last year, filling in at times. Take a look at his numbers from last season. 29 tackles, 1 tackle for loss. But I don't know if he quite makes it. At this point, Nick Neiman signed him as a free agent. Maybe a little bit better than Cox, although they're both 68 overall. Right outside linebacker. Isaiah Simmons is going to be the starter. So it comes down to Cameron McGrone or Tariq Carpenter. Both of them really didn't make any noise. As Carpenter at 26 years old has 88 speed, 68 zone. And now looking at McGrone, he has 88 speed, 58 zone, so not as good in coverage. So I think McGrone is out. Carpenter might be out as well. We might just cut a bunch of linebackers here and maybe look to bring someone in free agency. But we're definitely going to cut McGrone, as that leaves us with 2 linebackers, another 4, 6, and 2 more. Here's 8. So only 8 linebackers, and we very well could cut a couple more here. But now going to corners, as we'll have Melton as our cornerback 1. Probably going to be our biggest need going into next offseason, getting a legit lockdown corner for the defense. Maddox will make it as our slot guy. Elijah Jones in his second year, along with Melton, going to make it. I think we'll go ahead and cut Artie Burns, a veteran here, Seahawks expansion pick. Just a depth guy. Dak Kitchens we did draft. I forget when. I want to look that up. But 69 overall there in man-to-man with 93 speed, 69 man, 64 zone. Pretty good numbers there in coverage with good athleticism. And we got him in the 3rd round, 23rd pick in that round, which I believe would be 87 overall in the draft. And he's definitely going to be on the roster. Also adds some value as a return man. So that gives us 4. And then we also have Garrison Jones, who we drafted in this year's draft, along with Jaden Davis, who's a second-year player, a little bit more well-rounded than Garrison Jones, it appears. As we did just move him to the practice squad. Did not mean to do that, but I guess that's going to be the cornerbacks here, as Garrison Jones going to make the roster. I forget when we drafted him. I think it was the 6th round, maybe. We'll take another look. 7th round. 2nd pick in the 7th round. As you see, has 93 speed, 95 acceleration, 68 man, 65 zone. Going to fill out our cornerbacks, as now we'll go over to safety. Here at free safety, we're going to have Jalen Thompson, Derek Forrest, Dadrion Taylor Demerson, Devontae Gary will just move to the practice squad, an undrafted guy. So that's 3 safeties. Now at strong safety, we'll have Matthew Torrance, Jamal Adams. I don't know if we should stick it out with Adams. I guess we do for 1 more year while Torrance kind of learns the ropes here. Then we also have Rudy Ford, who's been a big impact guy for us, even in his depth role. So I feel like we kind of owe it to him to keep him around. So Kyrie Cherry, another undrafted guy, will move to the practice squad. And I think we do want to keep all 3 of these guys. So that would give us 6 safeties, which is kind of overkill in this spot. But I think Torrance we might put in the slot a lot this year and kind of have him split duty there in the slot. At strong safety, move him around the defense a little bit. Now at kicker, we can move Jake Bates to the practice squad. He does have a much stronger leg and better accuracy than Rodrigo Blankenship, but I feel like Blankenship just fits the brand of this team so well. And as much as I like Jake Bates, Blankenship a little more established with our franchise, so we'll keep him in that kicking gig, as now we're left with one player that we have to cut. And we will go over here right outside linebacker, and we are going to cut Tariq Carpenter, which now puts us even. But even then, I think we might cut a few more players, look to free agency, and kind of fill out our roster that way. We're actually going to go over to transactions right now. We'll take a look at some trades that have gone down. I had trades off all of last season, but I put them on when we hit the offseason. So not many trades have gone down, but we have had a few, especially now into the preseason, where the Titans trade Tony Pollard to the Patriots for Jelani Tavai, as the Titans get a nice linebacker upgrade there. The Texans trade Juice Scruggs to the Raiders for Zamir White, who I saw that actually cut. So Zamir White, currently a free agent, and he would probably be a power back upgrade over Jamal Williams, as the Texans also got a 6 and 7 in the 2027 draft. The Texans made another trade. They traded Henry Tuoto to the Commanders, and they got Noah Brown in exchange. So the Texans making 2 interesting trades. And now the Panthers trade a 6, a 7, and Trevin Wallace to the Ravens as they acquire Isaiah Likely, a big upgrade there at tight end. We talked about it in the end of the offseason episode. We might make a run at Isaiah Likely, but not any time for that, as the Panthers went out and traded for him promptly. And now the Jags get Trevor Penning from the Saints as they trade Antoine Green, a 6 and 7 in the 26 and 27 draft. The Panthers get Marte Mapu from the Patriots. So the Panthers make a couple pretty good trades. The Buccaneers trade for Dontavion Wicks as they add a nice young receiver to their core, as they give up a 4 and Bryce Hall to the Packers. The Lions give up a 5 and Mekhi Wingo for Nick Herbig, and that'll do it with trades. Now looking at the free agent market, Michael Dixon, the top name after cuts, an 84 overall punter, but I think we're set with Matt Araiza. Justice Hill cut from the Ravens, we'll consider him, along with Rondale Moore. He was cut from Atlanta. Alex Singleton, the top linebacker on the market, cut from the Broncos. Calvin Austin cut from the Steelers. Mike Hughes on the market. Keaton Mitchell, the top player on a practice squad there in Baltimore. Kenneth Gainwell, a free agent. James Bradbury, Emmanuel Mosley, Darnell Savage. He's someone I might want to pursue. So there are some options here. A.J. Dillon, a nice power back upgrade. There are some players on the market right now who could come in and be upgrades on our roster, but I'm going to sim ahead into the regular season week 1, and I'm going to see what's left. I don't want to take too much advantage, as there are some quality players. I'll let the CPU and the AI teams, have first dibs, and then we'll come back and revisit what's on the market. So we are now here officially into the year 2 season, the 2025 NFL season. We're going to open up on Monday Night Primetime against the Seattle Seahawks, who are actually the NFC champions from last season, fell in the Super Bowl to the Baltimore Ravens. But as I was saying, we'll take a look at the transaction, see which of those key players got signed off the market. As we see, Rondale Moore goes there to the Saints, Darnell Savage to the Texans, 2 guys I was eyeing up. The Rams signed Thayer Munford Jr., one of the top tackles who was available. The Giants signed Derek Carr, who was released from the Saints. And I remember going back to the offseason, the Saints signed Russell Wilson and Daniel Jones. So I think Carr is actually going to be the starter for the Giants. An interesting development there. As the Bears signed Michael Dixon, the Colts get Alex Singleton. Seahawks get Graham Glasgow. Derek Nottie to the Raiders. Mike Hughes to the Eagles. Bradley Bozeman to the Bears. And it looks like that's really the more notable signings there from free agency. So we'll jump in and see what we're working with. Just make a couple last-ditch signings here to round out our roster. And I think I know who we're going to cut in the meantime. But we see Justice Hill is still on the market. Kareem Hunt there at running back. And we only have 3 running backs, so I think we could afford to add one here. There are some good players available to fill that spot. Micah McFadden, maybe add him to the linebacking core, strengthen that unit. James Bradbury, Emmanuel Mosley, Dante Fowler, decent veterans. A.J. Dillon, he would be a decent upgrade over Jamal Williams. But Williams is a team captain, and we do have him signed for 1 more year. So the more I thought about it, the more I think we're just going to stick with Jamal Williams as our power back. But we are going to sign one of these guys, and I'm really intrigued here by Keaton Mitchell. He was an undrafted free agent from Baltimore, but he has star dev out of nowhere. 94 speed, 98 acceleration, so this dude looks to be an absolute beast. I was already intrigued before I even saw the star dev. But after that, I'm absolutely sold. So Keaton Mitchell we're going to sign. And I mean, with that star dev, we have to work him in a little bit. I really just wanted someone to provide some depth behind Trey Benson, but it looks like we got a good one there in Keaton Mitchell from Baltimore, snagging him from their practice squad. And then at middle linebacker, I really like Micah McFadden, as I said, the top linebacker on the market, or Devon Diablo. A little bit better of an athlete than McFadden, but let's go over to coverage. And McFadden has the edge there. So I think Micah McFadden will sign as a depth linebacker behind Jack Gibbons there at middle linebacker. But I think he'll be our first man up really in every spot in the linebacking core. So with that, we strengthen our running backs a little bit, our linebackers. And now we have to cut 2 players now. And I think we actually did have 2 spots available on the practice squad. And we're going to go ahead and send Moro Ojimo to the practice squad, and I think 1 more. So we'll go over to linebacker, and Jordan Walker we could send to the practice squad, or we could cut one of these guys, Nick Neiman or Jabril Cox. I think we're going to keep Quan Beverly as another undrafted free agent on this team, along with Jordan Walker, and I think we're going to go ahead and cut Nick Neiman. I like that he was interested in free agency, but just didn't quite pan out. Really bad block shed, and Jabril Cox barely edged him out for that last roster spot. So that's going to do it here for the preseason, and we'll go ahead and set our season goal. Last year we set it at 4 wins, which we did hit. I really wish we can go for 6 wins because I don't really feel too confident about 7. So I think we'll bump it up. We got to go a little more than conservative. We'll go moderate here and commit to 7 wins. And hopefully John Gruden and Lucas McDonald here, a new head coach quarterback tandem, can get it going. But this is where I'm going to leave you, folks. Thank you so much for watching. I know it was kind of a long episode here in the preseason, but I really wanted to get as much in this episode as I could. We got to look at Lucas McDonald, our quarterback of the future. Got to look at some other pieces as we really rounded out this roster. So big things on the horizon, hopefully here in year 2 of this expansion team, as we have a franchise quarterback, a little bit more pieces filled than we had last year, kind of building the foundation of this roster. But I'm really looking forward to the year 2 offseason, as I think with 2 first-round picks, a nearly $100 million in cap, I think this is the offseason coming up where we're really going to have a chance to put our imprint on this team. So, as always, everybody, it's been real, and be well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.